What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another spooky issue of Hops Geek News. This is episode 76. We've got a fun one lined up today. We are collaborating with 3 other podcasts to make one gigantic extravaganza go down. We're going to be talking Scream this fine episode. But first things first, if you stumbled upon us and don't know how to find us again, please search Hops News on all your favorite platforms. Go to Instagram, search Hops Geek News. Go to Twitter, search Geek Hops. And then we even got some sweet merch out there. So you can go to hopsgeeknews.threadless.com. And everything that we get goes right back into the podcast. We've got stickers. We've got sunglasses. We've got keychains. We've got shirts. We've got it all, man. So with that said, lately, y'all have been blowing us up. A lot of people have been listening. So seriously, really appreciate that. I want to say that first and foremost. And I'm Matt, a.k.a. Mash. Alongside me is Lauren, a.k.a. the Hoppy Mommy. And let's get this party started. We're going to kick it off with what are we drinking tonight? What are you drinking over there?
I am drinking a double New England IPA called Ghost Blimp from Tactical Brewing. This is, I'm sure many of you know, one of my all-time favorite breweries. Dude. Yes, it is an actual ghost on a blimp. I'll have to definitely, I actually posted it on Hops News tonight, so I'll have to post it on the Geek page with something a little geekier.
Yes.
But they don't usually, it's not usually like a Halloween beer. They'll occasionally just release it throughout the year. But this year they released it with a couple sours that were definitely Halloween themed. I already posted one of the zombie ones on our Instagram, which that picture came out so cool. And then the whole Instagram crashed that day.
Oh God. We all survived the great Instagram, Facebook meltdown of 2021. My grandma couldn't get her vaccination research done that day. So I don't know what she was doing. I don't know how anybody survived. All I picture is just a bunch of angry people in their cars shouting at the sky. So we did it. We survived.
Thank goodness. And Twitter exploded for a little bit.
It did.
But this is double dry hop with Citra, Galaxy, Ella, and Vic's Secret. And it is at a 9% ABV.
What's the secret?
Yep. It's Vic's Secret. Maybe it's like Victoria. I always heard Victoria's. Maybe it's that he's Victoria, and that's Victoria's secret. Is that
Vic became Victoria, or did Victoria become Vic?
I think Vic became Victoria.
Oh, that's the secret, huh? Look,
I have no idea if that's true, but I have heard that before. That's what Victoria's secret is. Probably bullshit.
Probably bullshit. Victoria doesn't really have a secret. I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, maybe we'll find it one day.
Her underwear leaves much or little to the imagination. There's not too many secrets held in those cups.
Very true. Very true. And you go in there and it's like, you feel weird. You know, I'm a girl. I've gone in there plenty of times. And it's just like, you're walking around. It's like, I don't belong in here. This is weird. And then you got these other people who have no issues doing it. I don't know. That's just off topic. Speaking of tactical,
I remember my brother running around Victoria's Secret with red underwear saying he was Superman. And then when my mom yelled at him, he's like, well, why'd you drive me to an underwear store?
Why'd you take me?
All right, sorry.
You're going to miss
what are you
the
drinking?
Panty raid. First, though, I want to talk about
like 5.
Tactical Brewing. I love that brewery a lot. Like that may be one of the better Orlando-based breweries. And
100%.
Their tap room is dope. Like if we had just hung out there all day and drank, that would have been awesome. I'm glad we got to see the other ones, but every beer I have ever had from Tactical Brewing is fantastic. Mm-hmm. So get there if you're in Orlando. Just hit up Tactical if there's one thing you do and you're looking for a good brewery. So definitely. I am, however, I thought this can was kind of spooky. It's called Spruce. It's an IPA. It's from Kevin from Hops and Heroes. He sent it to us, and it's from Fiden's Brewing Company in Colony, New York. And it's just, it's a IPA brewed with Citra and Simcoe, 7.3%. It's pretty hazy, and it tastes really delicious, very citrusy. And I'm going to drink something else on the back half of this episode, which I'll get into when we actually discuss that with the guys coming on. Like I said, we are talking with a couple of podcasts. So Chris from Geek Peak, Josh from 4 Nerds by Nerds, and Redfox from Night of the Living Pod. They're all going to be coming on today. So wicked pumped. And you know what else I'm wicked pumped about? To hear what you messed up. Oh yeah, my birthday is this week. I'm going to go see Halloween Kills probably for it. And I got a PlayStation 5. So I'm living pretty good. Carrie hooked me up PS5. She gave it to me early, #blessed. And so I can't complain about not going to Chicago this week. And we're going to probably go see Halloween Kills.
Oh, nice.
I am excited for that. So I was actually referring to, I was excited to see what we're not experts on this week, though.
Really not much because, we watched Nightmare Before Christmas last week. Of course, there's a million more fun facts I could have sprinkled in. And my internet did suck. I'm really sorry. If it does it again tonight, Spectrum's getting a very angry Karen call tomorrow.
It's literally 2000, almost 22. The fact that we can't get reliable, stable internet should be like a federal crime at this point.
But the ridiculous part is like the movie didn't skip once. The movie was fine the whole time, and that's on the same damn Wi-Fi. I don't know.
The Wi-Fi was like, shut up, I'm trying to listen to this.
I know, right? But one of the fun facts, though, that I did want to mention that I had forgot was in the end scene when they're playing hockey because Santa made it all snow. There's actually a version of they're playing hockey with Tim Burton's head, and they ended up changing it to just like a puck. I guess they thought it was a little too dark or something, but you can actually Google it, and they show his little head getting knocked around by the hockey stick.
Okay, that's kind of cool. I wish they would have kept that. Cool. I need that in my life. That's dope.
I wonder if it wasn't Disney, if they would have done some of the stuff a little more how they
think of the children, will you?
Yes. But yeah, if you enjoyed our show last week, there's props that made us on Disney Plus. There's on Netflix. There's the movies that made us. There's an episode of Nightmare Before Christmas, and all of them just have so much, cool information with interviews with actual people. And with this movie becoming such a cult phenomenon too, you have people that were very minor, that aren't considered famous by any means that worked on this movie. And all these years later, they're like finally getting like the notoriety they deserved for like a job well done. And they're loving it. So I think that's really cool. Okay. That's what I messed up on.
Yeah. So pretty great. What have we read or watched this past week, though?
We got 2 weeks here.
Oh gosh, I only went back the past week. I can't remember everything that I've read or watched. I've got like a fat stack of comics staring me in the eyes, and then that's like a horror movie within itself. Because every time I'm turning around, it's like bam, right next to my bed. There's a stack of comics, and I'm like, ring, ring, ring.
It happens.
It does. I gotta get into. I gotta catch up. I've been playing Star Wars Squadrons. That's been pretty fun. And that's what I've been mostly playing on the PlayStation 5. But I have watched Scream, of course, because we're about to talk that. I've watched a couple other spooky movies. Like I watched the first 4 episodes of Midnight Mass on Netflix, which is... It's got a lot of like religious tones in it, but there's also some other stuff that's like a secluded island. This dude was in jail. He came back to his family, and now there's like some mysterious stuff happening. So I recommend it. It's kind of a slow burn at first, but it picks up, and it's actually pretty decent show. What else have I read or watched? Oh gosh, Ted Lasso, of course. The finale is this Friday, so I've been watching Ted Lasso.
Oh, there's one more?
There is a season finale. Is already out now, but when we're recording this, it's this Friday. So,
okay, because I thought I had caught up last night, and so I guess I get one more. Oh, nice.
Nope, we get one more, and then that's the season finale. So I'm going to be really sad. That's like the best show on television by far. I can't even explain to you. My love for Ted Lasso runs so deep that we might have to do an episode on Ted Lasso. I watched Only Murders in the Building, which I've talked about it before. It's with Martin Short, Selena Gomez, and Steve Martin. And that show, it's very good. Very, very good. It's on Hulu. It's funny because there's a murder that takes place in the building, of course, that they live at, and they make a true crime podcast out of it. And the three actors really shouldn't work well together, but surprisingly, they really, really do. And the chemistry they have, and the show is just a delightful treat to watch. So really recommend that show. And Squid Game started Squid Game last night. And is it called Squid Game or Squid? I don't know. Whatever that
game.
I thought it was Squid Game. And so I started that. We got through episode 1 last night, and that is a savage show.
Is it all like subtitled? Like it's not in English, right?
Well, they have it dubbed in English, so you can watch it either subbed or dubbed. And I've been watching the dubbed version because I don't do well having to read while, I think that's also like I'm a pleb. I haven't just reading it. I'm a simpleton. So I've been watching it dubbed, and it's a pretty good show. If you don't know what it is,
it's spelled Squid Game.
Okay,
like a squid.
It's a Korean show that took 10 years to actually get made. The guy kept getting rejected, and he finally got it approved, and it's blown off. And so the main character is in a bunch of gambling debt, all this stuff. And he's presented with an offer of, hey, here's your chance to win a ton of money. and they don't tell him any more than that. And then this is a series of playing a series of games to win all this money. And I'm not going to go into it further than that for people who don't know what it's about. So recommend that. Gets pretty crazy. And of course, last but not least, but I've watched the season finale of What If. So yes, that's what I've been up to.
Yeah. So I did some reading actually on the plane to and from Jamaica. Oblivion Song, that was about to end. So I'm going to wait to talk about that because I think there's only like 2 issues left. So once I get those last 2 issues, I will dive into an overall recommendation of that without trying to spoil too much, because assuming it ends well, I highly recommend that comic. Read a little Wolverine, watched some What If, finished Titans. Did you ever finish season 2 or season 3?
Wait, the finale already aired?
I thought it did.
Oh, maybe I don't know. I'm like 3 episodes behind. I'm going to be honest with you.
Isn't there only 10 episodes?
I don't know. I haven't watched in a few episodes, and then I also haven't started Doom Patrol season 3 yet. I haven't
started Doom Patrol either.
What happened? But I watched. My TV won't download HBO Max, and so my only option is to watch on the PlayStation, which is in our bedroom, and we never watch TV in our bedroom, and blah blah blah. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
I always watch TV in my bedroom.
I play video games in there. That's about it.
Oh, maybe there's another one tomorrow. I guess it's.
Oh, okay.
I thought because the other seasons were only 10.
13 episodes, but
then that would make more sense. So it's consisting of 13 episodes. You are 100% correct. So I did not finish Titans, but I did catch up. So we'll wait till that's finished. I did watch Long Halloween Part 2, and I'm glad I waited, because for those of you who waited, it is now on HBO Max. When it first came out, to rent it was $20. And then it went down to like $5, and then it went down to it's on HBO Max. So that was a lot of fun. Big twist at the end. The very end credit scene, though, without spoiling anything, is clearly open for them to do more with these characters.
Oh, I think they are. Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah. So we're going to see more Jensen Ackles as Batman.
Ooh, so dreamy.
The man is fucking gorgeous, and his face was carved by angels.
I just want to touch his stubble. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I want to touch. All right. So I also watched
his Long Halloween.
Ew.
You're gross.
Well, now I'm sweating. Okay. Monster Squad. Have you ever seen Monster Squad?
I have not. What is this? What's Monster? Now you got me over here. You said Monster Squad, so I started calling it that.
Son of a bitch. I said Munster again. I'm sorry. And wasn't it Josh from Four Nerds Biners? That was the episode I kept saying.
No, that was it that, or was it Chris from Oblivion Bar?
No, I think it was because when we were talking Godzilla.
Oh, that's right. You're right.
So Monster Squad is a movie from the 80s, and it's what that beer from Hourglass last year was themed after. Monster Squad.
Right. Yes, I haven't seen that, but yeah. Okay. So
I highly recommend it. I don't remember what I watched it on. I think it was one of those apps that's like, you can download this app for free and watch this movie. And it's got Dracula in it. It's got Wolfman. It's got Frankenstein's monster. And basically these monsters from a few hundred years ago come back, and these kids who have a monster squad have to like fight these monsters that are hundreds of years old. It's PG-13, but it's, 80s PG-13. So there's some choice phrases that, one, did not age well, and two, you would not say so many times in a PG-13 movie. Whoa. But if you can ignore those things, it's still a classic. It still holds up. It's a fun Halloween movie, although I don't know if I should have let the 9-year-old watch it this year, if I should have waited a little longer.
It's PG-13. Okay. So
damage is done. Well, and you have to have
Paramount and Amazon Prime. I am cutting you off.
Amazon Prime.
I apologize.
Perfect. Well, that's good. Amazon Prime. So I didn't have to pay for it because we do pay for it. We have Amazon Prime.
Fuck you, Bezos.
And there's, the whole virgin thing. You got to have a virgin to say something to get rid of the monsters. But I already told my kids when they watch Hocus Pocus, that just means somebody who hasn't kissed somebody. So, and we'll leave it at that for now. What do you tell your kids when they watch Hocus Pocus, huh? What do you tell them?
I haven't told them anything because that question hasn't come up yet. So, is that what you tell the 18-year-old? You're like, yes, that's what it means, and that's why she's over there trying to shut her door.
No, I tell her if she has sex, she will get pregnant and die.
As you should, because that is the truth. You will die both emotionally and economically. So, I will never financially recover from this.
No, said every parent ever. And that's the Sopranos movie. I did watch that. Many Saints of Newark. I really loved it. If you're a Sopranos fan, definitely watch it. It is a prequel, and it is so much fun to see them depicting the characters, some of which you knew seeing them young, and some of the characters you had only ever heard about. John Bernthal actually plays Tony's dad, and he wasn't too much in it. The movie really wasn't about him. It was more about Christopher Moltisanti's dad, and Christopher Moltisanti dies at the end of Sopranos. I won't say how or anything in case anybody still wants to watch the show. But he actually narrates this a little bit. So it's kind of cool because he mentions how he died and when it starts and that's his dad and all that. But I would love to see more of John Bernthal play Johnny Soprano. But it's really funny because the mom in Sopranos is always like, oh, my Johnny was a saint. And of course, they never get along in a single scene in this. But it was really good. I very much so enjoyed it. And the kid who plays Tony Soprano young is James Gandolfini. I
was going to say that was his son. Yeah. Okay.
Yes. So that was really cool. And, a nice little nod to his dad who did, pass away in real life. So that was probably really cool and very emotional. And David Chase is part of it. So if you appreciate David Chase and how he handled Sopranos, I probably like the movie. And I'm sure there's mixed reviews on it because, whatever. But I very much so enjoyed it and I recommend it. So that's all I got.
I've seen nothing of Sopranos. I know how it ends. I've seen the end scene, but
nobody knows how it ends.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying I've seen the final scene. I've just...
final scene's terrible.
Yeah. I've just never...
When everyone in the world thought their HBO went out.
I just never got into it. You know what I mean?
Forget about it. Tim, here's your Stanley cameo. Tim doesn't like it because he grew up in New York and he's like, I went to high school with a bunch of those kids who think they're hot shit because, their dad's so-and-so.
Your dad's a mafia member.
I don't know if necessarily a mafia member. Maybe they just work for the sanitation department. I don't know.
Interesting.
They get a lot of stuff that falls off of trucks. But he said he was never a fan of Sopranos, but I always liked it.
That's fair. Well, let's roll into some news real quick before we dive into Scream.
Feel a little woozy over here.
Speaking of, I feel a little woozy over here, man. I think I'm dying.
Finally, you dipshit, get up! I can't, Billy. You cut me too deep. I think I'm dying here, man.
Mom and Dad are going to be so mad at me.
Speaking of dying, did you see the teaser trailer for the House of Dragons or whatever the hell we're calling that Game of Thrones spinoff show with Matt Smith?
Matt Smith. I did, but it's really not much. You don't see anything.
Well, no. I mean, you didn't see anything in season 8 or 7 of Game of Thrones. Never mind. You know what?
Especially in the episode where it was all black.
I'm going to watch this show. I like Matt Smith.
Mm-hmm.
I hate Game of Thrones now with a burning passion.
Deep within your soul.
I just, yeah. So I'm going to watch it, but nothing about that so far made me be like, awesome, we're back, baby. No, not at all. It just didn't. And maybe for some people, if it did, let us know. But Game of Thrones is fucking dead to me. It's just dead to me right now. And I want it to be buried.
What is dead can never die. So it will never die. Sorry.
Until Arya kills it out of nowhere because who has a better story than Bran? Never mind. Speaking of who has a better story, Webtoons and Ishmahawk announced an official live action miniseries based on the hit Batman comic Wayne Family Adventures. So we're going to get a live action miniseries of some more Bat Family because when in doubt, whip out your bat is like DC.
Especially if it's Jensen Ackles.
We get a ton of just Bat content. So whatever, I'm going to watch it. We all know this. Something I haven't watched in a while that seems pretty interesting is Wentworth Miller is going to reprise his role as Captain Cold for the 100th episode of Legends of Tomorrow.
Nice.
I forgot that show was still going to be honest with you.
It's the best DC show out there now.
Oh, it was the best DC show when it started as well, because Flash Flash was good for a while. Arrow was decent for a while. And then both of those, just the wheels have come off. And obviously Arrow's done, but
Yeah. But when Legends first started, I felt like it was like where they sent all the characters that were really shitty in Arrow and Flash. Absolutely. And we're like, let's make and then they started to kill off or get rid of those characters that weren't good. And they replaced them. Like the guy who plays Nate, he's awesome. I really like him. Sarah Lance is good. I like her. But like, I was watching it with my daughter the other day. She had never seen the one with the thong song in it. And it's called Swan Thong was the name of the episode, and they're in a museum and he just hits the Cisco thing, and it's just like, I mean, come on, there's a whole scene and the one girl's got the shake weights and they're fighting these historical characters, and I can't even begin to describe the scene because it involves talking about the Greek faiths and all this stuff. Well, and it's very campy, but it's funny too, and they're at the point now where they make fun of themselves and they even break the fourth wall quite often. I think when I started to fall in love with the show was the day that the character Nate looked at a DeLorean because they were in the 80s, because they time travel, and he goes, now that's a time machine. And like, of course they have the big, spaceship or whatever, but there's even a reference to Supernatural in it. So in the show, all the CW shows are connected. Basically all the, the DC CW shows are connected. So they connected Supernatural too, but Supernatural is a TV show in their world. So they're actually in the woods and they're lost and they stumble across the Impala with all of the weapons. And Sarah goes, hey, it's Sam and Dean's car. They're not going to need these weapons because it's just a TV show. And so they take the weapons. And what's funny though, is in Supernatural, there's an episode where they are sent to a reality where Supernatural is a TV show. So maybe that reality is the reality that all the DC characters are in.
That's a lot going on. That's a lot to I'm not there
they're
yet.
Part of the multiverse.
I'm not there yet.
I'm done. What else you got?
I have Rowan Atkinson, Sally Hawkins, and Olivia Colman have been cast alongside Timothée Chalamet, who is from Dune, and Wonka, and the filming has begun this week in London. This is a movie nobody has asked for, but we're all gonna get.
We're still recovering from the Johnny Depp one.
Oh, and now I guess this is taking place as young Willy Wonka. I don't know. We don't need to go into everybody's backstory, man. Like, you just don't.
I want to go into what the grandpa's backstory. Why the hell
Grandpa
was he
Joe? Why you're such a lazy piece of shit?
On the bed. This is like the second week that motherfucker's.
But his legs work all of a sudden when he gets a golden ticket. Interesting. All right, Grandpa Joe.
Yeah. What's his? But he was. Yeah. Sounds like a moocher to me.
Oh, he's such a mooch. Such a mooch.
All right. Oh, I want to hear this next piece of news. I didn't know this.
Yes. Netflix is looking into expanding the Stranger Things universe. One possible spinoff could focus on Millie Bobby Brown's character 11. So I personally want to see Steve go out there, open up a daddy daycare, and go out there and supernaturally kick some demons' asses, because I think that'd be Steve is by far the best character on this show. So I think him and Maya Hawke's character I can't remember. Did Maya Hawke's character still alive, right?
Which one's Maya Hawke?
They were working an ice cream shop together. I forget her name.
Yeah. She's like the daughter of someone famous.
Yeah. Ethan Hawke and
there you go.
God dang, Uma Thurman.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course she's someone famous, you silly goose.
Yeah, they were funny. He was really good. He definitely stole.
I can't remember
last season, whatever season.
I vaguely remember how season 3 ended, but it's been so long. So I gotta watch it. Yeah, I remember the mall. I remember Hopper got killed, but he's really at a Russian prison. So
right, which is funny because the connection.
He's a Russian. Yes.
We'll have to do a recap on that and fun facts before season 4 drops for sure.
Oh, I definitely got to binge. I don't remember what happened. It's been so long. The kids are basically in college now. So
I know. You'd think they'd want to get on that.
Maybe they're going to experience, go through Millie Bobby Brown's 11's character in college and how that goes through.
Maybe. Or they're going to be like, oh no, they're still 14. And they're like, we're talking like this. And they're all married in real life with kids.
Is that my niece? Yes.
Right.
I had teenage pregnancy.
Or maybe the Inside Out made them age. I don't know. Made them look like they're older.
We're getting Stranger Things spinoffs. We'll see what happens. We were supposed to get a T'Challa as Star-Lord series on Disney Plus as a spinoff. And they had mentioned that Chadwick was wicked excited about this. But
was that going to be real life or cartoon?
I think it was going to be cartoon based off of the What If series, but obviously his last appearance was today in the finale, and the finale was overall, I didn't ultimately care about the What If series, but I thought the finale was decent, and they're going to be a season 2 of that. So it sucks because I wonder what they're going to do with Black Panther's character if they just write him out completely going on. And
right. Or maybe they'll do like, get Aaron from like The Walking Dead to voice him or something. Because obviously not all the characters are voiced by their people.
Not at all. Like, not at all. And meanwhile, Sherry, the girl who plays Sherry in Black Panther, is out here like spouting anti-vax stuff and things like that. So it's funny. She plays like this big scientist, but she's all, it's crazy. Whatever. Anyway,
well, she's not the one in the animated though, right? Because she's a child in the animated.
No. She just allegedly might be taking the Black Panther mantle in the movies.
Right. Yeah.
We'll see.
Well, those theories have been flying since the second everybody found out he passed.
Yeah. And then my last bit of news is that Hotel Transylvania will release on January 14th on Amazon Prime Video, no longer releasing in theaters. That kind of sucks, but these movies are actually decent. You know, for kids movies, I have a soft spot for the Hotel Transylvania, Adam Sandler and crew. Not a bad set of movies, but it's not going to be in theaters anymore, and it's not coming out until January. I feel like I've been seeing this preview forever, so they should just release it already. But got to make the rules, man.
Release the tapes.
What do you got?
All right. I'll go through mine pretty quick. So Black Widow is now on Disney Plus for no extra charge. Netflix now has Seinfeld, but what's funny is they have cropped it to fit the widescreen thing of Netflix and not the actual, TV size when it came out in the 90s. And so there's an episode all about like a pothole, because, the show's about nothing. And like, so George is literally gesturing to nothing on the Netflix version. So they're cutting out plot points on Netflix. But, that's a great show. Black Widow lawsuit has settled. The good news about that is the Tower of Terror movie with Scarlett Johansson will move forward. And obviously,
I like how they're like, where we've come to terms. I can't wait to do more creative things with them. And they're basically now like, what lawsuit? What beef?
I know. But I mean, I don't think they expected to come out looking as bad as they did.
Disney was definitely in the wrong on this one.
Yeah. But the fact that they had people like Benedict Cumberbatch and Elizabeth Olsen, who they're still actively working with and need to be actively working with for these MCU movies, like we're like, dude, this isn't cool. They had to do something. Whatever. No, Disney's not the best. Witcher's picked up for season 3 on Netflix. Reebok has a Ghostbusters shoe line. Ooh. William Shatner is going to space for the first time for real. Umbrella Academy season 3 will come out in 2022. No specific date yet. Resident Evil teaser trailer is out and shows a zombie dog.
I am excited for that, but I'm also worried.
Why are you worried?
Because I can't get the Resident Evil movies correct whatsoever. So,
I still haven't seen one. It's on my to-do list.
No, just don't do it.
Okay, fine. I thought you had told me before to do it. Star Wars Lego Halloween movie has come out. It's on Disney Plus. It's about 46 minutes long.
Did you watch it?
I haven't watched. No, not yet. I'm waiting for a night where I have all the kids home and we can watch it.
I haven't watched it yet either. I wanted to. I just haven't had time to sit down and watch it.
Yeah, so that'll be on our next.
Oh my God! Watch party.
Watch party. And my last bit of news is Elvira. You know who Elvira is, right? You're not too young. Okay.
No, of course I do.
Well, I didn't know because she's
at literally every Comic-Con, and she's like a massive like horror icon.
Yeah, she is. Okay, so she has a new thing that she's doing on her social medias every Sunday in October called Netflix and Chill. And she's basically giving her horror recommendations. So if you're into horror movies and you like Elvira, follow her on social medias, and she's doing little videos and stuff. So yeah, I mean, she still looks the same. She's drinking whatever.
She really does. She's definitely
I was going to say
sucking blood.
Yeah, she's drinking the blood of the innocent. But, like Cher looks like she's had work done. She doesn't look young. Like Elvira, I mean, maybe it's just a lot of makeup. I don't really know.
I don't know.
That's what I got. She looks fabulous, darling. Fabulous. And that's all I got. Now I'm ready for some Scream.
Well, folks, we are going to dive into some Scream. We're bringing on Chris from the Geek Peak Podcast, Redfox from Night of the Living Podcast, and Josh from 4 Nerds by Nerds. It's going to be a fun trip. I love these dudes. Shout out to our goon platoon. Real ones know. Trust me, real ones know. And without further ado, let us get this party started.
Hello?
Why don't you want to talk to me?
Who is this?
You
tell me your name, I'll tell you mine.
I don't think so.
What's that noise?
Popcorn.
You making popcorn?
Uh-huh.
I only eat popcorn at the movies.
Well, I'm getting ready to watch a video.
Really? What?
Oh, just some scary movie.
You like scary movies?
Uh-huh.
What's your favorite scary movie?
I don't know.
You have to have a favorite. What comes to mind?
Halloween. You know, the one with the guy in the white mask who walks around and stalks babysitters?
Yeah.
What's yours?
Guess.
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Welcome back, folks. We got the mashup of mashups with you. We have Chris from Geek Peak.
What up?
We got Redfox from Night of the Living Podcast.
What up, guys?
And we got Josh from Four Nerds by Nerds.
Hey, how's it going?
Josh is the most reserved out of it. Everyone's like, what's up? And Josh is, hey, guys.
Yeah, I was waiting for his big, like, height. And
Josh is meeting the parents for the first time.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. What's going on, y'all?
It's your boy. But we are here. We're talking some Scream, of course. We're going to talk everything about the movie. We're going to talk about shit we loved. We're going to talk about movie things we didn't like. And we got some other things to talk about. So first and foremost, Chris, you have been on this show before. We talked Last Jedi, unfortunately.
It's a pleasure to be back, by the way. What is up, you two?
What is, you're beautiful, just beautiful as ever. The mustache, I'm staring at one of the best mustaches that the United States of America has ever seen.
You look like a cop from the 80s.
Like,
I know.
This man was actually in Reno 911, believe it or not.
You literally look like you taught my gym class.
I have clients at work that are like, you have like a straight up 70s porn stash. And I'm like, oh, is that what it looks like to you?
I feel like that's like an offer. They're hitting on you there.
Yeah, I've been propositioned.
Chris
for
has
some mustache rides.
He's got the old ladies at work, but I'm like, oh, you remind me of my husband back in the day.
Back in the day.
The year was 1947.
Chris is like, can you take your teeth out? Then we have a deal.
Oh my God.
Well,
We're starting this very strong.
Real quick down the rabbit hole.
No, but for those of us who may not have listened to that episode or may not know who you are, plug your show. Tell us who you are, what you guys do. Welcome.
Yeah. So I'm Chris. Greetings from the mountaintop. I am a 1/3 of the Geek Peak Podcast. We talk movies, TV, music, and video games. Basically, our goal is to save you time on content recommendations and also talk very stupidly and candidly about all things pop culture. We do some trivia here and there. We do some like would you rather kind of stuff. Really, we just had an alien conspiracy episode where that really went off the rails. Yeah, so just a little bit of everything. So you can find us on all your favorite podcasting platforms. That's Geek Peak like a mountain, and on Twitter and Instagram at Geek Peak Pod. Also, I just started a show with my good friend Joshy here from Four Nerds by Nerds and our other friend Miles from the Distum Podcast, little super group we got going on. That one's called High on Horror. H on H Pod is our Twitter and Instagram tags, and I think TikTok, right, Josh?
Yep.
Yeah, and that is all horror movies. So we just review them. Our first episode is breaking down our top 5 favorite horror movies, each one of us. And that has been a blast. So, yeah, check those shows out. We really appreciate any support. And best part about doing these shows is collabing with you fine people.
Hell yeah.
I just want to say real quick, though, I feel like you're understating how awesome your podcast is because you did 2 full episodes on Disney songs right before the Alien episode. So your range is really, it was funny because I was listening to one of my kids is like, what are you listening to? Because all of a sudden they hear like Moana.
Anytime anybody mentions Disney or puts it in a title, Lauren's senses just go crazy. And she's like, I got to go. She like goes into the phone booth, listens to it, and she's like, inject.
My mouse senses are tingling.
No, that's the Jensen Ackles. When people mention Jensen Ackles, that's what starts tingling.
Oh, yes.
Disney's different.
Wait, is Jason Ackles coming today?
Oh God. One day.
Checks hair.
If he shows up, I'll make sure he does.
No, you're right. We chat pretty much. I chat with each three of you. I mean, everybody here in this room tonight. I mean, obviously Lauren and I, we chat pretty much every day, but I chat with you fine gentlemen every single day, just about. And to say you guys have been like brothers is an understatement. So I always love getting together and chatting. Josh, before let's tell us a little bit about what you do. What is it you say you do here exactly? No, but we have been on your show before. This is your first time on the Geeks, and man, it is always a pleasure getting to chat with you. And Josh is from right up the road from where I'm from, and I can't wait to get back, not to see my family, but to see that sexy man right there.
It is every time we talk about you coming home, you're like, yeah, we'll fucking do this. We'll go do that. It's never like, oh yeah, maybe. I mean, I like to see my mom and my dad.
Look, they've had all this time to see me. Guess what? When I come home, it's for my own purposes.
They made their choice.
They've had me for 3 decades.
Hey, thanks for the bed and all, but I got shit to do.
But yes, I am Josh. I'm the host of the Four Nerds by Nerds podcast. We are like a movie centric nerd podcast, but we do a lot of like Jeopardy episodes and top 10s and all this type of stuff. It's super fun, but we do a lot of movie commentaries. And yeah, Mash and Hoppy Mommy here. We're on for our discussion about Godzilla versus Kong.
Yes,
that was a super good episode. I loved it.
The movie, that episode was fun. The movie was great. I still like that movie a lot. A lot of people didn't like it, but you know what? Right when Kong was like Mothra and Godzilla stopped, that shit was fire, man.
Why did you say that name?
He starts saying that in sign language.
Oh my god. Yeah, Mash just got triggered when you said that joke there.
Godzilla looked down the hole and Kong looked up and was like, "Save Mothra." Godzilla was like, "Say less." No, always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. And then, of course, we have the man who I've been wanting to work with for a long time. He's got the fancy strap. He showed up with the ghost face mask. He's got the pants. He's got the shirt. Our man, Redfox. What's up, brother? How you doing?
What up, Mash? Hoppy, thank you guys for having me on. I am Redfox. I am the host of Night of Living Podcast, a pop culture podcast where I like to describe it best as controlled chaos at its finest. We record weekly episodes talking about whatever we want, whenever we want. We just kind of make shit up as we go along, all in the realms of pop culture, comics, manga, anime, you name it. So check us out on Twitter at Night of the LP, because our night is just getting started. And we have our new show, Nightmare Fuel, popping off on October 10th. I chose the date 10/10 because the show is a perfect 10 out of 10. And I've been waiting to use that pun, and I saved it for tonight.
Are you reading off a teleprompter right now? Because this is
no,
fire.
I'm just this great all the time. Like I don't wear the strap for nothing, brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, I wish you could see this. This man has a wrestling belt on his shoulder, holding a beer and a cigarette, and doing constant hand motions like he is straight up cutting a wrestling promo.
WWE right now.
And let me tell you something else, brother. We're launching our show on October 10th, Nightmare Fuel. You got to follow it. We're going to be available on all podcast platforms. We're here to talk all that spooky shit. Oh. Thank you guys for having me. It is a pleasure. I've been waiting for a long time to work with the man, the myth, the legend. We got Mash, the Hoppy Mommy, and then just rounding us all on out, Josh, who I've been waiting to work with for God knows how long, and making his way down from the Geek Peak, our boy Chris with the manliest mustache in the biz. It is an absolute pleasure.
Straight. What are you drinking over there? I need. You're waving a beer all around in my face. I need to know, what is it that you're drinking exactly?
So this is I like to call it beer number 3. But it is Great Lakes Crushworthy. It's got a beautiful can here, as you can see. This looks like something that everyone in the 80s would have tattooed across their chest, saying mother. I'm going to get it across my throat saying saying Hops Geek News. Just to support the brand, let them know. Gotta show the people the love. And it's the crush-worthy, low-calorie, gotta stay in shape, citrus wheat.
He says as he rips the cig, gotta stay in shape, brother.
gotta stay in shape with beer number 3 here.
Hey, hell yeah. I'm on beer number 3.
Chris, what are you drinking real quick? We didn't even talk about that. I need to know.
I sent you guys some pictures today, but I went ape shit at ABC and
Chris bought the entire liquor store. So
I bought so much alcohol today.
As long as it's not Bud Light seltzer.
No seltzers.
They did drink the flannel pack though.
I know. I saw that.
Oh God. Trent was like, oh, this whatever this pumpkin spice thing is, it tastes like Febreze.
Hell yeah.
Sign me up.
So I'm drinking Elysian Night Owl Pumpkin Ale. It's honestly delicious. I'm not even that big on pumpkin beers, but I was like, you know what? Let's go. Let's do it. So
I saw part of mashed dye inside there. Sorry.
I was going to do the pumpkin spice latte with the coffee infused, but I was like, I'm going to be fucking wired if I do that because we're recording this at 9:00 at night.
Wait, you guys can drink coffee and be wired? I literally drink coffee and I still pass out. I think I have an issue though. Is that not normal?
You might need to go to the doctor, man.
I agree. Coffee just keeps me normal.
I drink it, then I go right to sleep.
The coffee beers don't do anything to me, but if I'll have coffee too late, but I feel like the alcohol counteracts the caffeine.
That's true. Elysian is a good brewery. I know they're InBev, but
yeah,
that is a good. Their pumpkin spice package you picked up, dude, wicked good.
I keep hearing good things about it. Yeah,
they're brewed out of Seattle, Washington, and 6.7% alcohol. And you got it says brewed with pumpkin seeds and spices. And it's damn good. I could definitely put a. I'm about to be on beer number 3. I'm going to join the 3 club.
I got to join the 3 club in a minute too. If I may plug myself for a second, I'm drinking my own beer that I brewed. Oh. It is a pumpkin fresh maple syrup from Maine, mind you, no big deal. And it's a coffee stout, and it's supposedly a 9%. I don't know if it's actually that high or not. Or maybe my tolerance has gotten a lot better. I don't know if that's a good thing, but yeah, no, actually, I don't know how you can get. It's kind of good. It's pretty good. I just pumpkin maple, and I brewed this shit. So cheers to me. God damn it.
You had my curiosity, and now you have my attention.
Well, I think I have 18 bottles, so I might have to send one down your way. I know Lauren, I'm sending you a couple, and yeah. But speaking of Lauren, what are you drinking?
So I just finished up. I'm on beer number 3 as well. I just finished up Basic Bitch, which it said bitch last year. It doesn't anymore. This is Brew Bus. This is actually a pumpkin spice latte milk stout. So some of the pumpkin spice lattes are a little too sweet, but milk stouts are they're supposed to be kind of sweet, but not overly sweet. So this is actually a really good one. But I moved on to Imperial Dank Star from Civil Society.
Oh yeah.
And if anybody's had a Civil Society, it is an amazing can.
Was it earlier this year? You sent me that because I had it with my Death Star Lego set.
Yeah, I sent it to you last year, and then my dad actually was here this past weekend, and he was like, "Have you tried?" I'm like, "I've tried it, but I'll take it." So this beer is fantastic. And if you've ever had Civil Society IPA, all of their IPAs are fantastic. I'm not going to lie, though, they're also very much so the same, but they're still awesome. And they do some cool can art. This one's a double IPA. It says 11%, though. So I feel like that's a triple IPA, but it's fantastic. And to keep in the spirit of the season, I got it in my little jack-o'-lantern glass.
Look at you.
By the way, can I just jump in for a second? I got your guys' Patreon care package because I am a patron of your show and because I fucking love your show, and that made my day. I finally got some Hops Geek stickers. I got some fire beers from a couple of them from down here in Florida.
Yeah,
and I just want to say that was fantastic. I love the love and work you guys put into those little care packages.
That makes me happy because I kind of felt bad because I was in charge of it, which is why they're Florida beers. And so I was like, fuck, Chris can get these. You can obviously get Hidden Springs but the Florida Keys one,
listen,
I think you can
I don't think Chris would ever turn down free alcohol. So
Well, it's not free. It's a Patreon.
Oh, well, you know what I meant. You know what I mean.
It's free.
He drank an entire bottle of Game of Thrones hard alcohol on my podcast.
I will say,
winner. It was great beers.
I do owe Chris actually for like the last 6 months because me in the post office, God, I work across the street from it. And I'm so fucking bad at getting there, but I do.
Should I just have them pick shit up off my doorstep?
Special pint glasses right here that have the Hops Geek logo on them, so I owe him a couple things.
Hey, I won one of those.
But yes, I sent you that one, right? I did get you that one.
Oh yeah, I love that
good.
one.
Just making sure.
Red got his before me.
Oh, I won the contest, and I won the 4 Nerds by Nerds contest.
Yeah.
Dang.
Anyways,
I win everything. Do another contest.
So who wants to talk some Scream tonight?
Oh yeah, Scream.
Oh, that's a Scream right there.
We are talking the 1996 Scream film written by Kevin Williamson, directed by Wes Craven, and in my opinion, it stars Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, and David Arquette. And in my opinion, this probably kicked off like a whole new generation of like slasher films. So, like I said, we're going to run through kind of the movie, what we thought about it, and we're going to chat some other shit. So, I want to know first things first, Redfox, when did you first see this movie?
Well, you see, Mash, I first discovered Scream. It was the summer of 69. No. I saw Scream back when I was like, I don't know, maybe like 13, 14 years old. Absolutely loved it. I've actually seen it most recently. The 3 times during COVID, we rented out a movie theater to watch Scream. It was the best
Bro,
thing.
What's it like to have friends, firstly?
So cool.
Go ahead and ask me in a few weeks. I don't know. I seen it. Every time we've seen it, me and my lady seen it the one time. Me and my brother seen it the other time, and I don't like being around people, so it was perfect. He was like, "Yeah, you want to go see Scream?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure. Let's go spend $100, rent out the theater." We snuck so many beers into it; it was wonderful. It's a great time.
Bro,
good, wholesome.
In
fun
your defense, though, if you go to a movie for 2 people, popcorn, all that shit, you're spending like $50 as it is. So why not ball out for the extra 50?
Exactly.
And bring in your own beer.
And then you get your own beers. Yeah, my man.
I tried to sneak them in, and the people at AMC were like, "We honestly don't care if you have anything else."
There's no rules anymore.
The 18-year-old, the 16-year-old kids, like, bro, can I get some of that?
Yeah. They knew that we were walking in there with like candy and stuff. I don't think they knew we had alcohol, but they knew we were walking in with candy and shit. He was like, "Hey, just to let you guys know, we got like 3 people working, the staff. So like, if you have shit in the car, just bring it on in." He's like, "You're absolutely fine." I was like, "I'll just say no more."
Like, I went right back, bro.
What's great with a keg. What's great is my brother, it's a joke, was like, "Yeah, I'm bringing popcorn." Brought a thing of Jiffy Pop, but like the stovetop Jiffy Pop.
Nice.
I was like, "Well, we can't eat these at all." So,
but like holding a lighter under the Jiffy Pop, just waiting.
I should have did that. I'm going to do that tonight, actually. But yeah, I seen Scream around the time when it first came out. I was very young, but I loved it. I absolutely love Scream, and I can't wait to talk about it because I have so many fun facts. It's going to be a Scream.
Oh yeah. Speaking of fun facts, Lauren, when did you first see this movie?
So I'm guessing I'm the oldest one on here. So I saw it like
Lauren was like a senior in high school when this came out. So she was there with her
I was
friends.
actually 13 and I was going into my freshman year of high school. And it was the first time I went to a high school color guard practice. And we all went back to the guard captain's house after, and I watched Scream. So I distinctly remember watching it, and yeah, I loved it. I thought it was, it was funny. Because I was never a big horror movie back in the day, but it's funny. So it like branches that group of people who don't want to just see gore. They want to be entertained. And all of a sudden, all these people are now horror movie fans in a respect. So I loved it. And I loved Matthew Lillard. And I mean, movies in the late 90s, like, not to be biased because I was in high school in the late 90s and early 2000s, but like they were really like coming of age movies. Like they had the best teenager growing up movies. And I still
think of American Pie fondly, speaking of, because it's like a coming of age movie when I was going into high school, middle school, and I was discovering myself for the first time.
Yeah, I was baking pies as well.
But no, you are definitely right with that.
Well, I mean, American Pie, just to segue real quick. Like we watched that maybe a year ago with our teenage daughter and she's like, this movie is so inappropriate. They should not be filming this girl. I was like, you're ruining the movie for me, Kaylee. Just
sit there and enjoy the soundtrack.
You had to be there.
When the guy's running and they're playing Blink 182, I mean, that's awesome.
Put your 90s glasses on.
Yeah, you just had to be there, man. It was wild.
Movies are time machines and you have to watch them from that time.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. Josh, when did you first see this wonderful flick and what were your first impressions?
I think I saw it when it came out on VHS and I was like kind of watching it from the other room and I was like a big puss at that time. And I was like, this doesn't look that bad.
You're not going to sit here and say that when you were making fun of me for when I was a young kid living in the woods, like Jeepers Creepers scared the shit out of me when I was a
Jeepers
kid.
Creepers, we don't talk about Jeepers Creepers. That movie is in a realm of its own.
This man was giving me so much shit and I was like, yo, that movie freaked me out. I was like 11 years old.
Scary at all.
I will shut this podcast down right now. We do not talk Jeepers Creepers.
Up until like his vagina face opened up. That shit was scary.
I'm going to call in my husband, Josh. That movie is not to be spoken in this house.
Like that movie, I lived in like the middle of the woods and had to walk from my friend's house.
Knock it off.
Nah. Anyways, go ahead, Josh. I'm sorry. You still a bitch.
Yeah. All right. So I was scared of an actual scary movie because people get their intestines spilled out and it's very graphic and it's people that aren't much older than me. But and then we did it last year on my podcast. We did a commentary for it. So if you want to hear me joke about the entire movie, go listen to that.
Oh, all of a sudden he grew up and grew balls. Okay.
Yep.
Would you hit puberty or something?
You think you're better than me at something? Chris, what about you, my dude? When was your first time seeing this and what did you think about the movie?
I believe I saw this around when I was 13 or 14. Now, I think I'm the youngest out of this group here. I was born in 93, so I was 3 years old when this movie came out. Yeah, I'm a little baby, but that's why I grew this mustache. Got to look like a man.
I'll make a man out of you.
But yeah, I was like really starting to get into horror when I first saw this. And I really liked like how self-referential it was. And I wasn't even like fully aware that like Wes Craven was doing like, other really famous horror films that were, iconic at that point in time. So I just remember watching this and being like I really loved the mystery component of this film too. Mm-hmm. I was super intrigued in that. And like Hoppy said, like the whole like coming of age plot as well. It just like really appealed to me, especially at that age. And now it's one of those movies that every single time I watch it again, it gets better and better and better and better. And there's not a lot of horror movies that do that. Like Cabin in the Woods comes to mind, but like, I just love this movie.
Dude, I was watching it last night and I was like, man, there are certain parts that you're obviously like, okay, this is very 90s cheesy, but it's absolutely a film that gets better as I watch it. And like you guys, I was probably 11 years old, 12 years old. And I watched this for the first time on like HBO or some shit. I think I was waiting for like porn to come on. I don't know.
HBO After Dark.
Back in the struggle days.
Was that what it was called? They'd have like random things with like the naked girl rollerblading or something.
I think so. I'm looking it up.
But that was like my first. And this movie spawned my entire love for horror films as like a genre because I love doing the geek shit. I love sports, but horror movies are like one of my favorite things to watch and talk about. And so this time of year is the best. And it really changed kind of like not only like the slasher genre, but horror movies in general, because in the 80s, you had, of course, the Michael Myers films. You had the Jason Voorhees films, which, of course, in each of those, there's always like that sex scene that goes on when somebody's going to die. But this movie didn't have that.
Everyone looks like Chris.
And everybody looks like Chris. The douchebag guy in the bed looks like Chris.
They're even wearing Camp Crystal Lake shirts.
He gets the bed folded up on him.
Which he is wearing right now.
Yes.
I got this mustache influence from David Arquette in Scream, so I'm not living up to it yet, but
I do.
That's not a bad influence right there.
I do need to talk about that first and foremost. So the characters in this movie, you have Neve Campbell, who's Sidney Prescott. Everybody should know. You have Courtney Cox, Gale Weathers, David Arquette, Dewey.
Gale Weathers.
Now, first of all, Gale Weathers, that's like the most like made up fake name that should be in one of those.
This movie's so meta, films? They even make fun of that. She's like, yeah, I know. It sounds like I should be a meteorologist.
Well, that's what this movie is, one of those borderline, they know they're breaking the fourth wall, but at the same time, it's also like a serious flick. And starting with Dewey, has there been a more inept cop than Dewey, who's 25, living at home?
I got one. His name Doofy from Scary Movie.
Special order for Doofy.
You know, when I was rewatching this, I had it on yesterday, and then when he came back in with the gun, when the guy's on the phone, I'm like waiting for him to come in with like the vacuum cleaner.
Bro, he really shows up in the kitchen with a gun, like finger on the trigger, waving that shit around at his sister and his mom. I'm like,
but at least he wasn't jerking off into the vacuum cleaner like he was in Scary Movie.
How do you know?
Oh, can I throw out a quick Scream fun fact? The original name was supposed to be Scary Movie.
Oh, yes.
And originally, Scream was meant to be called Scary Movie. They changed it to Scream based on
Michael and Janet Jackson's Scream.
Yes, thank you. They were listening to it and like, well, that'd be a great name for a horror movie. And bam, Scream. And then the Wayans brothers was like, yeah, nah, Scary Movie's ours, son. I told you not to disturb me when I'm cleaning my room.
Marlon Wayans lived his whole life to get the dick shoved through his ear. That's the whole.
Oh my god!
Well, and that started the whole genre of these ridiculous mocking movies too. Scary Movie was the first, and then they did Not Another Teen Movie, and then God only knows what. I mean, I don't even think anybody's seen some of the other
movie,
ones.
And it's just like, wow.
I've seen way more than I care to ever admit.
Now Scary Movie was funny.
I love every one of those Scary Movies.
I do too. Scary Movie 1 is like top tier, especially when she's like at the movie theater. She stands up and she's getting stabbed, and everyone's just throwing popcorn at her and stuff.
Shut up!
That's very real life to what would happen these days. I feel like people are just like, whatever, man, get stabbed and shut the fuck up. We're trying to watch this movie.
But they think someone would Instagram live it.
Straight up, like,
World Star. Yo, we in AMC, they're getting stabbed.
They'd make a Twitter space for that.
I feel like those movies take away from like Scream a little bit though, because you can't help but think about that while you're watching the movie.
I have a hard time relating what happened in Scary Movie and what happened in Scream.
Well, there is a very big, like the Venn diagram of like Scream, Scary Movie. There is an overlap to where I was watching some of this movie and I was like, this is what happens now, right? And then I had to remember, like, no, that's Scary Movie. I was like, shit, that's right.
I kept waiting for a piano to fall down the steps, which Nev Campbell. I was like, oh shit, that's right. That because you know what? If I was in actual Scream, I'd probably push a fucking piano down the steps. Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, why is Ghostface not getting high right now? I swear. I remember.
I mean, I will say the one good thing about Ghostface is his men they get their ass kicked throughout this movie. By everybody. Yes. Like what the hell?
That's one of the best parts about this movie, in my opinion, is how like realistic it actually is. Because like a lot of these other, major slasher killers, like you got Jason or Michael, for example, like you're not kicking them. And they are not relenting.
They're solid wood, dude.
You're not pegging Jason Voorhees in the nuts with a beer bottle.
Definitely not.
Halloween H2O, they tried to kick Michael Myers in the dick, and he just looked at him like, what the fuck are you doing?
Right.
Bro, what? I'm a Ken doll.
That's an H2 no right there.
You guys all think this movie gets like better with time, and I think like a lot of that type of stuff starts to stand out. Like this whole like time of horror movies, I feel like they all kind of feel like the exact same movie. They all are shot exactly the same. That's why Scary Movie looks so much like Scream, because every fucking movie just looked like that in the fucking early 2000s.
I am interested to hear Josh's thoughts after Chris, because
I don't think Ghostface is scary.
No, I wouldn't say he's scary by any means.
The beginning of the movies are like the most terrifying part, and then the rest.
Well, the beginning of the movie where
like
Drew Barrymore
walking him flail his arms around with big baggy sleeves and a hood on his head.
And you do see, like you were saying before, you do see them fight back almost successfully. Like even Tatum like gets a few good shots and you almost think she has a chance. And you don't see that much. So that might be why they don't seem as scary, because they give you that hope.
This is definitely like one of the few scary movies where they actually do fight back. People aren't just automatically running away. I mean, and Michael
running
Myers,
up the stairs with the big boobs.
Yeah, I do too. Like Friday the 13th, everybody just automatically runs away and they're running through the woods until they trip and fall, right?
Unless you're in New York and you try to fist fight Jason on top of a building, then get your block knocked off.
Yo, Buddy was walking through New York kicking trash cans mad as fuck for no reason.
He fucked up their jukebox for no reason.
He chose violence. I'll say this though. I'm not trying to fight Jason. If I see him, like, I would run away from Jason. Ghostface, I would try to, I would throw some fists at Ghostface.
Oh, I hand Ghostface a fair one real quick.
We're gonna get to that.
Just call his mom, because his mom and dad are gonna be so mad at him.
My mom and dad.
Nice.
I do.
I think my biggest thing overall.
It's like, what if you called Thor's mom? Sorry, what were you saying? I'm sorry, Josh.
Sorry to interrupt. Like the fact that we're about to get a 5th movie in this series and the cast hasn't changed at all.
Right.
Like, it's hard to get. Why are you pumping your fist, Chris? It's hard to get.
I can't wait.
Like,
it's coming out.
I'm gonna be there opening night, dude.
Sidney Prescott, like the worst person in the fucking universe. She has the worst life. You're telling me on 5 separate occasions, 10 different serial killers dressed up as the exact same character and want her to die.
Like, including like her niece or something. What was the last one?
That was right. Emma Roberts was the niece, and she, spoiler alert, and she was trying to kill everybody. It's like, I just picture them all like hyping each other up.
But you didn't see that coming.
Their ghost face
She's
meetings.
Like 5 feet tall.
This is the time we're going to kill her this time.
Josh, I'm going to disagree with you here, because that's why Ghostface is so sick, is because it's a killer that continues to manifest and different people keep taking up the mantle. It's not a Jason or a Michael or a Freddy.
Always
right. It's not supernatural.
Yes.
But you see Jamie Lee Curtis.
To be the most unlikable person.
That's what I'm saying. Jamie Lee Curtis is
you're going to write a book, bitch.
Yeah. I mean, you look at the Halloween franchise, Jamie Lee Curtis is like, nah, I'm making a fucking dungeon of doom and death. And Sidney Prescott's out here like, I'm going to go write a book and live my life in the hills.
All the help that
everybody wants her dead because her mom was a whore. Like every single
That is pretty bad.
It can all be traced back to the fact that my mom literally slept with the entire
town. Movie, if you think about it, this movie is really misogynistic. If her dad was a whore, nobody would have hated her.
Red, you said that you would be scared of Ghostface, though?
Okay, so here's my thing with Ghostface. Ghostface himself, like, the mask and all, I feel like they could have did a little bit more with. Like, I would like to see more of him just kind of in the background, a la Michael Myers Halloween original. That would have made more scare for the design of the costume. But if you think of the actual concept of Ghostface, it's kind of fucking terrifying. It's your friends who know the most personal shit about you using it to kill you. Like, to me, out of
which is more realistic.
Exactly.
Yes.
Which out of Michael Myers,
especially high school kids, they're ruthless, man.
Absolutely, dude. I'm waiting for someone's body to be shoved in a locker, because that'd be awesome. But it's more terrifying to me with Ghostface because it, like Hoppy said, it's very realistic. Honestly, one of us right now could become Ghostface and just take everything personal that you know about the other people and use it to your advantage. And like, I try to look at Scream, like Chris was saying, every time you watch it, it just gets like better and better and better. I try to watch it in new lights every time. I try to watch it in a like psychological thought wise. Ghostface knows, which, spoiler alert for a movie that's fucking like 25 years old now. If you're Billy and Stu, you know everything about the people that you're going to go kill. You know their most personal details, and you use that to your advantage to psychologically torment the people. That's fucking terrifying, because when you think about it, these are some two guys in high school who were like, yeah, let's go do this.
Can we talk about how fucking obvious they were, though, from the get-go?
There's one line that
live her alone.
They're literally sitting in the high school right there, and Billy's just like giving the eyes like, bro, shut the fuck up. It's like,
I didn't kill anybody.
I want to know the line,
and then the
Josh,
other dude's like, no one said you did.
Yeah, they're like the entire movie. They're so obvious about it, though.
You just like wink at camera and be like, because we're doing it together.
I'm just waiting for him to like turn to the camera and wink, be like, nobody said you did it.
Nah, but none of y'all knew that there was a 2-person duo doing it when you first saw this movie.
Well, no. I mean, when you first see it, no.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, because I was just, I rewatched it before we did this, and the scene that you're talking about where they're all sitting there in the courtyard having lunch, like the conversation about how Stu had been broken up with by Casey and left for Steve, like you got motive there. And like, Billy, like viewed from a different perspective, Billy could have been getting mad at Stu because obviously his girlfriend had been through a traumatic experience, losing her mom, having her get killed. So like a lot of it is not that out there, I don't feel like. But once you're like in on the joke, like you're like, oh, wink, wink. Yeah.
But I mean, even then though, you just look at the body language, and the body language is very different of like, I'm protecting my girlfriend to like, bro, shut the fuck up. Like,
what the fuck are you doing right now, dude?
Like, bro, shut your mouth, all right?
Dude, leave her alone. Like, leave her alone.
And not to mention, Drew Barrymore's character could have survived that. And instead of screaming for the car as her parents drive up, she like stops and doesn't do anything rather than like sprinting to the car. She just stands there. Like, bro, you could have made it to your parents' car, no doubt.
That scene where Ghostface jumps through the window, like when she's on the back like area, like about to run up front, that scared the shit out of me when I watched it like just today.
She's like, oh, everything's fine. Smash.
I forgot that happened. I was like, oh shit.
Oh, I have a fun fact about that Drew Barrymore scene. When she hits him with that comically like ginormous fucking phone, she actually is hitting Wes Craven. He's actually under the mask.
Oh, I did not know that.
Well, there was another fun fact. So at one point when they were filming, someone forgot to unplug the phone that she was using. And so she actually called 911, and the operators just hear Drew Barrymore like screaming for her life on the phone.
In a very Drew Barrymore kind of way.
Oh, yeah.
And she was actually supposed to be Sidney Prescott and changed her mind and said she didn't want to do it, but that she would do the opening because nobody would expect her to get whacked immediately. And they intentionally, put her in the front of the poster.
Oh,
I like that you got the fun facts because I love fun facts. So
I have two fun facts about Drew Barrymore as well, y'all. I came prepped. So when the father tells the mother to go to the Mackenzies, that's the same thing Laurie from Halloween tells Lindsay and Tommy.
Oh.
And additionally, Wes Craven, to get Drew Barrymore to look like super scared and like to have her crying like that, he was telling her real life stories about animal cruelty, and she's like a huge animal lover.
Yep.
He's just like, I fucking kicked this puppy, dude.
I just hear Sarah McLachlan. If you listen real careful, you can hear Sarah McLachlan singing in the background of those scenes.
I will steal one of Lauren's fun facts. And speaking of Halloween, the screenwriter was inspired by Halloween and some real murders that took place in Gainesville, Florida. So
all good stories.
The Gainesville Ripper.
Yes. And so there were some very Halloween. He
was probably obviously a gator.
Yeah. I was
like a gator, like UF, not like an alligator.
Yeah. The UF Gators have the Gainesville Ripper, and Florida State has Ted Bundy.
Yep. But we just got the U.
I think my state has like Leatherface or something like that. Maybe.
I have Lizzie Borden.
We have Scarface, actually.
Well, we're going to get to that, actually, because I do have a question about that later on. I want to point out that I totally fucking forgot Henry Winkler was in this movie, and this dude is straight up savage. He was like the worst principal on earth.
I think it would have been better if he was the killer.
Oh, without
and it wasn't like your mom
every time you stab somebody.
I just fucking hate these kids.
Yeah, like that's why I killed all of these, and because it doesn't make any sense when they're like, "Oh, we want Sidney because your mom banged my dad or whatever and ruined my family." Like
he hates the teenagers, so
it's like, what does everyone else he kills have to do with that? Like, no, you're just
right.
Just like
you're just like trial killing until you're like, all right, I think I'm good now, guys. We're good. Let's really kill the problem at this point. But
when you watch it for the first time, you do think for a second he is.
Yeah.
No, I just thought this man definitely goes home and he drinks a fifth every night because he hates his life.
Yeah.
Anytime I watch it now, I just think of Arrested Development.
There's money in the banana stand.
I get very much like Waterboy vibes from him.
Actually, with the principal, I actually just looked it up. First of all, he said some very fucked up things to some high school kids. He's like, it's not fair. He tells them about how they should have their insides ripped out and hang from a tree to expose them for the heartless, desensitized little shits that you are. First of all, you lost your job right there. Let's.
In 2021, that man is fired.
Yeah,
the year was
1996.
He's fired right now for a role he played.
Yeah, this was 96. They're lucky they didn't get snatched by their collars.
In 96, he's walking around with a ruler, beating kids in class and shit,
slamming them into lockers.
It wasn't that long ago. Take it down a notch, kids.
He's a Catholic nun just walking around beating children.
So here's a fun fact, though, that you probably all have heard. So Wes Craven is in it, and Henry Winkler even, when he opens the door and he yells, and he's like, "Not you, Fred." And he's actually dressed like Freddy Krueger, and it's not even subtle. Oh, it's so obvious. But that's actually Wes Craven, so that would be subtle.
Those are actually the clothes from Nightmare on Elm Street too.
Oh, is it really?
The actual clothes?
The legit costume for Freddy Krueger.
Ooh.
I just thought it was like a copying it. Wow.
They're like a little on the nose here.
Straight up. I want to talk about, can we talk about real quick video stores? Like, I fucking miss video stores and like, the whole vibe of going on a Friday night. Like, oh, this reminds me, Red. So what we were talking about while you were away earlier was the fact that we're like, oh, Redfox is definitely going to get killed because you're sitting in your front porch, right? But then we started talking about Jamie Kennedy's character, speaking of video stores, where he's in there talking about the rules and who dies first, things like that. And we decided that you're the dude who we think dies. You get stabbed a couple times, but you still show back up. Just like Jamie Kennedy's character, who gets stabbed a few times. The man even gets shot in his arm, and he still shows back up.
But to me, though, Deputy Dewey, though, he's the Kenny. He's the, oh my God, they killed Deputy Dewey.
Yes.
Because he comes back in more than just the first one.
He comes back in the second one. And I think it's Scream 3 or 4. They were going to do a thing where he left a message on a videotape or on like a USB drive or something.
Oh,
like that.
Jamie Kennedy.
Yeah, they did do that.
Died in
character.
He died, but they did do that. But he left videos about the rules and stuff. Yeah,
that's right. It was 3. I'm sorry, I was distracted by Courtney Cox's fucking hair.
Oh my God!
You mean to tell me those bangs didn't do it for you, dude?
She's like, oh, everybody likes Rachel's hair. Watch this.
They were banging, but
oh, nice.
Ooh.
So two
that's
things
the end
there,
of the
real
episode,
quick.
right there.
One, I would fuck Ghostface up. Tatum should have definitely threw more beer bottles at him. Absolutely up. He's going in an upward trajectory the whole time.
Well, she dropped most of them on the floor because I even paused it because I was trying to figure out what beer it was and I couldn't get a clear shot.
Oh goddamn! Now I'm gonna.
Lauren's worried about the important shit. She's like, "What beer are they wasting?"
This is a beer geek podcast. I got to bring the hops in.
Priority.
I gotta know.
I'm right there with you. One, I would fuck Ghostface up. I already got a plan for that. It's called fight him and keep fighting him. That's why. To circle back to what Josh said earlier. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, like, at this point, Sidney Campbell is like the worst person alive because everyone's trying to kill her. But she keeps surviving because she does not stop fighting. Like, I'll give it to her. Dude, she from the gate, the minute Ghostface came at her, she started throwing hooks and haymakers.
Yes.
Like, she was all about fighting them. But it's ironic because when she's on the phone with them, she actually says, she's like, oh, they're running upstairs when they should be running for the front door. Plot twist, bitch. You tried to run for the front door, it was locked. So
so
it didn't work.
I need to know.
She had some balls too there. Like
she did.
She goes on the porch and is like, I'm calling your bluff. It's like, hell yeah, Sidney, get after it, because they're definitely lying.
Do you want to die, Sidney? Your mother sure didn't.
Fuck you, you creep.
It is
How nice
super
was that
refreshing
house,
to see
with the
too.
Porch?
Oh yeah,
So nice.
Right?
I need to know how would you guys, like, what would your game plan be? Say, like, you're trapped in this house. I'd straight up throw haymakers. Ghostface, that dude was getting punked all night. Like, like Rose McGowan has like a pitcher's arm. She throws a beer bottle and breaks over his dick, for God's sakes. Like, at that point, like, you're over there, like, picking up the glass and you're shanking this dude in his fucking throat, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
There's plenty of shit to grab in that house. Like,
you're in the garage.
There's things everywhere.
You're in the garage of all places. You're telling me you can't find shears? Like, that's the place you want to be. She hits him with the fridge. While that dude's down, kick him in the throat, for fuck's sake. I don't know, dude.
Yeah, rip the arm off of the fucking inside of the fridge door and start stabbing him in the chest.
There's so many weapons.
any blunt item is... Yeah, I was gonna say
I'd have a hard time in my beer fridge, but I'd be in my beer fridge, be like, okay, which one of these beers is acceptable to break? Like,
Lauren's dead because she's like, I can't pick which one I'm happy with breaking.
Yeah, I'm dead before I picked out a beer. I'm
over here like, here's the goddamn like Bush's shears. I'm stabbing this dude, or you're just like jumping the fridge on him at that point. Like, come on, dude.
Oh my god, you know how many
I would have never went for
beers
that
would go down
either.
with that?
No, how dumb do you have to be like to go for the
I can fit through that. No, you can't. You can't fit through that. You knew in your whole heart you were not fitting through that.
No, we used to have one in our bed. There's no way.
Homegirl had some,
I don't even think my 9-year-old can fit through that.
Homegirl
she was tiny.
Beat his ass.
She like, well, going back to the house, going back to the Neve Campbell house for a second. I mean,
see Neve Campbell.
Yeah, or how do you say her name? Nev. Yeah. First of all, you go for the Neves. That's what you do for Ghostface.
Yo,
stay for the Neves.
Punch the blue out of her hair.
Sidney Campbell before too. It's Sidney Prescott.
I probably said Sidney Campbell.
I didn't even put that together till he said Neve Campbell.
I called Jamie
Foxx
earlier. Jamie Foxx.
Chris came on like, yo, Jamie Foxx. First of all, he electro his bitch ass.
Oh yeah.
All right. So what about Neve Campbell?
Well, I was just saying, like in that house. I mean, like I don't know. I think I might take my chances and try to outrun Ghostface. I feel like I might be one of the only ones here. Like unless I have something blunt, because I'm not going to try to knife fight you, and I'm not going to try to like fisticuffs you if you have a blade. I'm gonna try to get out of there.
All right, I run regularly, and my 4-year-old kicks my ass at tag. I can't do it.
She put him on his ass with the fridge. At that point, just like commit and start stomping the hell out of this dude.
That is true.
Until he slashes you.
At the very least, I don't care if you're like the lightest woman on earth or the most built dude. If you just start stomping on that dude's dick, there ain't no way he's getting back up.
Get the perfect opportunity to hit him with the people's elbow, and she chose not to. So that's my biggest gripe about it. Like
the man is down.
I want to know how strong is her garage door opener or Stu's garage door opener?
They don't have the sensors on the garage door when she's standing in front of it. Like that stuff, that garage door wouldn't have.
They did have those in the 90s.
Like the garage door would not have come back down. She could have like stopped the garage and slid under. Instead, she goes for the kiddie door. Like, come on. And then you're also not going to like die from that impact because the garage door is going to stop.
Garage door designers saw this movie and were like, hey, we should probably put some sensor.
They're like, write that down.
This is good stuff.
Poor Tatum. How about the fact that all these drunk dudes like went and like drove to go see Henry Winkler hanging from the goalpost and they survived.
They were like, yo, he's hanging from the goalpost. They're like, straight up, get in the car. Let's go. And you're like,
let's get there for you to take him down.
Yeah. Let's get him for you to take him
I wish they had shown that.
That's some I want the deleted scene of them showing up. It's pretty morbid, dude. What was your guys' favorite kill in the movie, though?
Oh, shit.
This is easy for me. It's got to be the first one with Drew Barrymore. I mean, the shock and just like the general like tension of that entire scene, like that cold open of just shit hitting the fan, like the entire, conversation about what's your favorite scary movie. Like from that point, I was hooked. And, like there's a lot of other great kills. Like the garage door opener is definitely a top tier one. But I mean, that beginning it just hits so hard.
That's fair. Josh, what do you got?
I think mine might be Drew Barrymore's boyfriend. Because he gets
strapped to the chair,
sliced open and his guts pour out.
Steve didn't even stand a chance, bro.
No, poor Steve was just a casualty of war, man.
Do you guys go out on the porch to to try to untie him, or do you stay on the phone? And
no, Steve's dead at that point. Like, my bad, you're dead, man. There's nothing I could do for you. Like, you're strapped up out there. Peace.
Yeah. They weren't married.
No, I would have went out there and saved them.
I don't know if I'd do it for my husband.
There's plenty more out there. Like, guess what? I'm going to meet somebody else someday. It's fine.
No, I would have went out there and tried to save him because at this point, first of all, she's in like the middle of fucking nowhere. I would have ran out there, tried to save his ass because you know what? At least then you're drawing wherever this person calling you is. You're drawing him out. Like,
yeah,
he's probably gonna kill me anyway. Like,
that is fair. I would say, like, even find like a corner in that house. Like, you're in a kitchen, right? He's not there. You find the biggest knife. You stand in the corner of the kitchen, and now we got a knife fight, motherfucker. One of us is dying.
She was playing with the knives when she was talking about the scary movie, and then she grabbed the letter.
She burned that whole Jiffy Pop.
Like, dude, you could just chill in the corner, and when that dude pops up to try to fight you, like, we both got knives. Let's go.
Not just knives, just knives. This is the whole kitchen
This is
block.
some gangs in New York shit now. We're gonna stab each other. One of us is walking out of here.
As soon as he walks in, just start snapping.
Yeah. Tie wrists with me.
But then when she was in actual defense mode, she grabbed the letter opener, not the huge knife from the kitchen.
Stupid.
She was taking speed over accuracy.
So would you have chosen the bigger knife? How would you have survived this? And what was your favorite kill, Lauren?
Well, my favorite kill was Billy Loomis because I'm not a lunatic and I enjoy the murderer being killed more than the victims. And it was that the moment when the serial killer comes back and she's like,
you guys
boom.
are sick.
Yeah, y'all are sick fucks.
Well, one of the rules was you got to double tap, right? Because they always pop back up. And sure enough,
for one last scare.
And bang.
And then just perfect. She didn't have the bangs in that movie, so it was okay. Safety wasn't on then. Would I survive? I have no idea. Probably not. I can't even win a game of tag with my kids.
I'm telling you straight up, I would go savage on his ass. You throw the beer bottles, you're picking up that glass, and I'm shanking him too. If you stab me, like I said, one of us, we're gonna bleed out here together. I don't care. I'm going full savage. You stab me.
I'll fight full on, but I'm just saying my odds aren't the best.
Listen, I will say my favorite kill was Shaggy getting the TV on his head.
I just love Matthew Lillard so much, though, because part of me, like, I really felt like Matthew it was Lillard. Peer pressure, and I didn't want him to die. Whereas Billy Loomis was just, oof.
Billy's a dick.
He had to go. I mean, from the beginning, he's like peer pressuring her into having sex, and like
he's like, "You won't bang me." Well, I mean, dude,
I bet you won't do it.
He's like, I won't. This man goes from finally I banged her to, hey, guess what? I'm kind of done with this. I'm gonna kill you now because your mom banged my dad. Like,
guess who's the killer?
At that point, just be like, hey, dad, high five. We're banging mom and daughter. Like, come on, dude.
It's the dream, baby. We finally made it.
Grandmom's after.
You're walking to the kitchen to get some Gatorade, like high five. I don't know, Chris. What about you?
I want to make a stepsis joke, but I'm gonna leave it there.
She's stuck in the cat door. Like, what are you doing, step?
Like Marsha and Greg.
Oh no. What about me, Mash?
What was your favorite kill, and how would you have survived this?
No, he said his kill.
Oh, it was Drew Barrymore.
Oh, that's right. You did. I started with you. You're right. My bad.
How would I survive, though? I mean, I wouldn't survive because dude pounced her through a window, and it scared the shit out of me as I watched it for like the 15th time. Like when you've seen a movie so many times and something still gets you, I was like, all right, damn it. I mean, like Hoppy said, I would have grabbed a big ass knife, or ideally a big ass blunt object like a baseball bat or a piece of metal. And that beats knife.
There's many opportunities. And also, I just want to say, once we've been like found out and had, I'm not going to let my friend stab me a few times. Like, fuck that, dude. I'm going to stab you and kill you, and then I'm going to kill her, and then I'm going to be like, yeah, he went crazy. I'm going to cut myself a little bit and be like, oh, it was wild, man. I survived somehow. I don't know. Like, you're not going to stab.
But there's like detectives for that stuff now. They're going to know if it's self-inflicted.
Yeah, but not in 1996. There's not.
Okay, 1996 wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, but technology. Look at where we've come. We've like.
But we had that kind of like.
I was gonna say, you talk about 96 like it's like the 1800s.
That's like back in my day.
It was the precipice of a lot of technology change.
Back in the Industrial Revolution.
There was a cell phone in the movie. You're like, who has a cell phone?
Like back.
It wasn't even a Zach Morris phone though. We had moved on from Zach Morris cell phone. That's how new this movie is.
Oh my gosh! I'm just saying, like.
random thought. Did you guys ever hear that, like, during production, they were going to make Ghostface's robe white?
Yes. And they were too concerned it would be associated with the KKK.
It totally would.
Absolutely would.
Hold up. That's their concern.
It would have went from Scream to Cream real quick.
That's their concern. Like, at that point, be like, just give the guy a cross-shaped fucking knife and let's get this over with.
I want to see. So the movie was originally NC-17, and they had to edit it like multiple times before they got their R rating.
Yeah,
I want that NC-17 cut.
I know. What were the deleted scenes? I'm kind of curious now.
I think it might have just been gore, but I'm not sure. But I have another fun fact. Wait, who said it?
No, you first.
So the high school scenes were supposed to be shot at a high school in Santa Rosa, but the high school changed their minds because they thought it was going to like promote violence. So they ended up doing it at a community center. But as a joke, in the special thanks section of the end credits, it says, quote, "No thanks whatsoever to the Santa Rosa City School District Governing Board," end quote.
Promote violence? Dude, there's literally like a school shooting every other day now. What do you mean?
Well, back in 96, we only had Columbine.
No, I thought Columbine was 99. Columbine was 99.
Wow, so we didn't even have Columbine. Holy shit!
Wow, we're old.
This movie
back in our day, we only had one school shooting to talk about.
Listen here, kids.
Oh my god,
that is so terrible. So true, but so terrible.
Back in my day, I only had earthquake drills.
The freaking 90s were a beautiful time.
Where the hell did you go to high school?
No, I had tornado drills. No, I didn't even have that because in Massachusetts, we don't have any of those things. So.
We had tornado drills.
I was going to say, I've never had a tornado drill.
We had fire drills.
We don't get tornadoes.
I went to high school in Bedford, Massachusetts, where it was mostly like rich white kids. So I didn't have any of this shit.
You have tornadoes where rich white kids live.
Not in Bedford, Massachusetts.
Okay, maybe not there. We did have tornado drills.
Yeah, we get tropical storms.
Listen, we get the once in a while tropical storm.
Sounds scary.
That's a downgraded hurricane. It always
That's
runs
a
out
good
of
for
steam
your
before
lawn
it gets
storm.
here.
Guys, I'm entering beer number 4.
Oh shit, you're ahead of me.
Boo.
Just wanted to notify.
Wait, Redfox, you changed beers, right? What are you drinking now?
Yeah, I'm drinking the Atomic Pumpkin by Voodoo Ranger. Dude, this is
Voodoo
fucking
Ranger,
awesome. I'm gonna keep this can. It's pretty badass.
Well, that's New Belgium.
Yeah. It is.
And real quick, my kill, Kenny, because no one mentioned him. The videographer.
Oh, that poor dude. He was like, we're on a 30-second delay. And then he jumps
But you know
out.
what? You're so worried about Randy during that whole time. You never remember that he tells her like 4 minutes beforehand that it's a 30-second delay.
Mm-hmm.
So when he shows up, when he says it, I'm like, oh shit, I remember. He remembered and he's dead. And then you see him again with Gail Weathers.
Mm-hmm. Right. But how did they? I mean, Stu and Billy don't look that strong. So they killed him on the floor, and then all of a sudden he's on the roof of the van.
Okay, but also by that same logic, because I always have. This is something that I actually.
That's true. He is a fat guy, so.
Oh yeah, I have an issue with that because you're right. How did you get him up there that quick? And mind you, this is the same person at the time who got hit in the dick with a beer bottle. And you got this kind of strength. I'm not.
Also,
I'm sorry. After Tatum dies, I'm taking a nap. I'll be back later.
Well, like, first of all, though, they have the time. They're chasing Sidney throughout this house, right? Throughout the yard. His whole thought process is, give me 2 seconds. Let me put this fat fuck on top of the van real quick.
And it's dead weight too. That's even harder.
In the off chance that somebody's going to drive the van and it's going to look so cool, dude. Trust me.
Yeah. Well, when Stu kills Casey Becker in the beginning, or I'm sorry, when
Billy.
Yeah, no, Stu kills, I think if I'm not mistaken, Stu kills Casey Becker in the beginning because that's Billy's motive, because Billy used to date her, or no, Stu.
Stu dated her.
Oh, yeah, my apologies.
But Billy, though, was at Sidney's shortly thereafter, which would have been good timing.
Right. Well, when he kills her and she's on the phone, great scene, by the way, when she's like still dying on the phone with it in her hand, he had enough time to string and hang her up before the parents came outside.
But like her parents were in the car pulling in the driveway. That's what's crazy.
To be fair, but there was a fire in their house, and there was also a dead football player on their back porch, and there's like knocked over shit.
I don't think they ever seen him out there.
So we need the Billy and Stu origin story where they become ninjas.
Yes. I want to know where they lift those weights at.
Like they don't, because they look like your typical scrawny white dudes. Like there's no way at all.
Okay, Billy's a dreamboat killer. How you gonna throw shade on Billy Loomis?
Billy reminds me of Gavin Rossdale. I always got those vibes from Skeet Ulrich.
He's Johnny Depp. He's just Johnny Depp.
No, he really does look like poor man's Johnny Depp.
Yeah, a little bit Johnny Depp. Yeah.
He is Johnny Depp's character from A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yes, I was about to say they wanted Johnny Depp from Nightmare on Elm Street, but Johnny at that point was too big a star, so they casted this nobody.
So they made a Johnny Depp. A laboratory.
What's the closest thing that you can find to Johnny Depp? Get me that.
Question for y'all, and stop me if you've answered this already, but who do you think was the killer that was trying to kill Sidney the first time they came to her house? Do you think that was Billy Loomis, or do you think it was both him and Stu, and he was on the call and then Stu was the one attacking?
I think it was Stu attacking and Billy was on the call hanging out outside her window. That's what I think.
See, what I always wondered though, like when Jamie Kennedy made the comments of like, these are the rules. So we're in Stu and Billy even said, we watched a lot of movies. It was fun. Were they intentionally following the rules? And was that why Billy was pressuring her to have sex? Or was he just pressuring her to have sex because he was her boyfriend and he wanted to have sex with her?
That's a really good point. I didn't
even think about that. That is a really good point.
So, okay.
See, to be fair, more you watch this movie.
To be fair, though, as a high school teenager, you got a girlfriend. You're just trying to get it wet at that point, right?
Right, and that's it's what everybody's thinking when they watch that scene. Like, this isn't surprising, but then as soon as she does it, they're like, "Oh, you did it! Now we can kill you."
Her revelation there, though, of like, you would have had to call me from the police station to. Like,
she was smart as fuck, dude.
Like,
right?
Did he have a fucking voice changer inside the police station when he's making his one phone call from being arrested? Like, what if he, even if he did, what if the cop walked up and was like, "All right, pal, your time's up"?
Wasn't it Stu who called her?
No, it definitely was, but she was just like putting it together, asking questions, which is, it's smart. That's probably the smartest we get from.
But she was doing that right after, like, she had just had sex with him.
True. I know. How is that your post nut clarity is? Wait a second.
Well, in her defense, most girls don't post nut the first time.
Well, that's true. His is just like, oh, maybe I shouldn't kill her. And then she starts talking all deep and stuff. He's like, I got to kill this bitch. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, right. You know what? Hoppy, I'm going with what you said as headcanon. Billy definitely had sex with Sidney purely so that she was fair game to be killed. And that is also why she survived her first encounter with Ghostface. It was because when he knocks her head against the floor, he totally could have stabbed her to death. Like,
oh yeah.
He paused, so there was, I'm going with that. I like that a lot. I think that's fantastic.
Look at that.
I like it too.
Look at that. Well,
if I could. I'm
absolutely. No, jump in.
Oh,
what do you got for us?
All right, check it out. So I got another fun fact here. Just circling back real quick to our favorite kills. Second favorite kill, Stu dying at the end. He has one of my favorite final lines. He's like, "I've always had a thing for you, Sid." And then right before she drops the TV on, she's like, "You wish." Bang. So, quick fun fact. I'm not sure if this was ever confirmed. If I'm not mistaken, it was a rumor that Matthew Lillard did not confirm. Originally, for the script for Scream 3, they were going to do the script was based around Stu surviving that incident and was going to lead from jail almost like a cult of Ghostface. And to back the theory up, in Scream 2, if you look when they're at the Kappa Beta Zeta party, whatever, insert Greek alphabet here, party, you see Matthew Lillard in the background of one of the shots.
Do you really?
Oh,
They
wow.
did not go forward with it because of, if I'm not mistaken, Columbine was the reason they decided not to go through with it. Columbine, there was one other thing that they cited. They did not go through with this. Now, again, rumor or unconfirmed fact, Matthew Lillard, if I'm not mistaken, refused to comment on it. But yes, also I seen Matthew Lillard at Monster Mania Con like a month or two ago.
Mm-hmm. Oh, dude, he's like one of the people I want on this show the most because I love that man and literally everything he is in.
Has he done anything lately? Because, yeah, he was amazing.
No, that man never, like, they did him so dirty when it comes to Scooby-Doo because he had no idea that he was no longer Shaggy until he found out on Twitter for that latest animated shit that they put out.
Boo.
They did that man so dirty.
The last time he was Shaggy was Return to Zombie Island. His last, if I'm not mistaken, which was his last film, was Return to Zombie Island. They brought him in for it.
Which is the last really good Scooby-Doo movie. So
without a doubt.
Yeah.
I love Scooby-Doo too, man.
It's everything to me.
That is one of my Scooby-Doo is like, I need to, like, if we ever want to talk Scooby-Doo, count me the fuck.
Say no more. All right.
Say less. Because that is
the
my
DMs have been sent.
That is my jam. I love Scooby-Doo so ungodly much, man. So much. But is there any more fun facts that we have before we?
Oh, I do have
wrap? Hit us with the last of your fun facts before we wrap this.
Oh, say no more. Where's my notes at?
All right, you throw in yours, and I'll cover whatever I have that you didn't say.
Okay. One, the person who played Ghostface's voice, Roger L. Jackson, most notably known as playing the role of Mojo Jojo on the Powerpuff Girls.
What?
And also, they were not allowed to see him. He phoned all his lines in on the phone to them because they did not want to associate the voice with the person because it would take away from it. Common trend in horror.
You see that
movies.
a lot. Yeah, you do.
Yeah. I'm sorry, not screen related, but fun fact, The Descent, they did that too. They did not show any of the actors what the creatures would look like until they actually seen them during the take. It was the first take, and they freaked the fuck out.
And then we're all Chris when he jumps through the glass, and we're like, ah!
Dude, that scene that you're talking about. Okay, sorry, not to get tangential here, but The Descent, amazing horror movie. And that scene in the night vision mode when they're in the cave in the dark.
It's claustrophobia, the movie.
That's literally one of my greatest fears right there. I see like all the time these people doing these freaking cave diving videos. I'm like, no fucking way, dude. No
Absolutely
way.
Not.
As a 6'4" man, like there's no way I'm crawling through these tight spaces. Screw
Thank you, Mash.
My brother does that free diving.
Chris and I are like twins separated at birth because F that, dude. Like no chance.
Actually just kill me at that point.
Yeah, I would give myself up at that point.
But yeah, they did do that to get more genuine responses. They felt. So what else do you have, Redfox?
My other fun fact, let me just go ahead and scroll through the notes here. Oh, yes. Actually, Drew Barrymore was, I'm sorry, excuse me. Drew Barrymore was, my bad.
In E.T.
In E.T.
Did a lot of cocaine.
Linda Blair also had a cameo. Linda Blair, most notably by The Exorcist. She was actually one of the reporters outside of the school. And my last
Did you see her, though? Because I looked for her and I did not see her.
I can't find her.
She's no Gail Weathers.
Oh, no.
Maybe she cut her bangs a little differently.
She's not wearing bright yellow jumpsuit.
Right.
The other fun fact that I actually had was this actually almost got directed by George Romero and Sam Raimi, but they both turned it down. Craven turned it down once before as well, but then ended up coming back, if I am not mistaken.
And Robert Rodriguez too.
Yes,
dang, those are all solid.
Wes Craven
directors,
only
dude.
came back because he said we got Drew Barrymore for Sidney Prescott, and then Drew Barrymore obviously changed her mind, but then Wes Craven still stayed on.
He was like, "Fine, I'm already here."
Right?
I think we read the same article.
Yep. I did a bunch of research.
It was a really good one. Like when I search fun facts, like I'll come across one and I'll keep like 7 out of 15 of the fun facts. That one article, I was like, these are all amazing.
I'm throwing my hat in the ring here. I have a quick, I'll rapid fire them. So Reese Witherspoon turned down the role for Sidney Prescott.
Ooh.
So did Brittany Murphy.
Oh.
Yep. And another thing.
She would have been terrible.
Absolutely.
So Robert Rodriguez, we mentioned him earlier, and he, ironically enough, turned down directing the actual film and directed the footage for the fictional in-universe film Stab,
which we need a movie for.
I would love.
Yes.
I would absolutely direct the DVD, make it as shitty B-rate as possible. I will buy every one.
I will be there.
Yes. But you got to throw Shannon Doherty in it too, as a nod to Jay and Silent Bob.
Yes.
Oh,
and Clerks. I did not notice that until this time when I watched it. You can see the Clerks VHS on top of Stu's TV.
Oh, I'm sorry. Real quick. Fun fact with Clerks 2 in Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back, when they're filming the third Scream movie, because Scream loves to be meta. Mm-hmm. There's actually a scene where they're filming it and it turned out to be the monkey. And I forget the actor's name. It's like, God damn it, Wes. He was like, well, listen, all the internet polls say people love monkeys. And then Jay pops, he's like, I love this fucking monkey. Like, see, I told you.
So you see them in Scream 3, and then you see Shannon Doherty in the scary movie in Jay and Silent Bob. Yep. So they both did it both. Okay, I'm sorry, Chris. Go ahead.
No. I love how like interconnected it is, like across like just pop culture in general. That's one of the reasons why I love this movie so much. And that brings me to my next fun fact. So the boyfriend in Psycho was named Samuel Loomis. Samuel Loomis was obviously Michael Myers' doctor.
Yeah, I was about to say Dr. Loomis. Yep.
Halloween. And in this movie, the teens are watching Halloween. In Halloween H2O, the teens are watching Scream 2, making this film self-acknowledging, showing that in the Halloween franchise, movies were based off the murders, and in the Scream franchise, there's obviously the Stab films.
Yeah.
Wow, you blew my mind. I just thought you were going to say Billy Loomis.
I am currently Pepe Silvio, or I'm Charlie talking about Pepe Silvia on.
I gotta say though, the way they talked about, we do. The way they talked about Jamie Lee Curtis in this movie, I was like, nobody ever finds Jamie Lee Curtis attractive. But
have you seen True Lies?
But
facts.
Carrie, she was cute in the OG.
My wife has two friends. My wife has two friends, and they are infatuated with Jamie Lee Curtis. They find her so attractive, and I'm
have
like,
you seen True Lies?
What?
Come on.
What? Like, no.
Trading places.
She's she's old enough to be your mom plus some, but like she was hot in her day.
I don't see
now.
She's no Glenn Close.
No, she.
Well, I mean, now every time I see her, I think of like yogurt digestion commercials, but like
your mom was no Sharon Stone.
Yes, I think of Activia.
No, I don't know. Anyways,
Glenn Close.
My final question. No, go.
I'm sorry. My very last one, I promise. I just wanted to touch back on what we were talking about earlier on how they got that R rating. So when they were, screening it, first of all, fuck the Motion Picture Association of America for their ratings. Like, if you haven't seen This Film Is Not Yet Rated, the documentary, highly recommend that if you love movies. Mm-hmm. But that being said, in order to kind of frame this in a way that they could get that R rating instead of the NC-17, they framed it as a more of a comedy than a horror film, and hence why there's a lot of comedy mixed in.
It definitely is.
Yeah, and honestly, it's great. I love it. But like with that, the people who are providing the ratings kind of viewed it in a different perspective, and therefore it was allowed to slide through with that R rating.
Nice.
I have another fun fact as well. Neve Campbell and Matthew Lillard actually dated for 2 years and actually started dating on the set of Scream.
We call her Neve Campbell.
Neve Campbell.
Hold on.
I'm sorry. Neve Campbell.
Real quick. Did Jamie Kennedy? So I was trying to look this up, and it's unconfirmed, but he was married to Jennifer Love
Neve
Hewitt.
Campbell?
No, Jennifer Love Hewitt.
I thought she's only been married to Freddie Prinze Jr. Wait, no, that's the other girl.
That's Sarah Michelle Gellar. Damn it.
Sorry. My husband even said, I'm going to go watch I Know What You Did Last Summer.
No, right honestly, though, I forgot about those films. But the unconfirmed rumor was at some point, because we were looking this up and you can't find who he's married to, but the rumor was they were married or
I'm just going to throw in a Supernatural fun fact. So Supernatural did a Scooby-Doo episode and Matthew Lillard voiced Shaggy.
Zoinks.
That's awesome.
I was watching that episode one day and my husband comes in. He's like, you're watching Scooby-Doo? I'm like, no, it's Supernatural. He's like, no, it's Scooby-Doo. I'm like, no, it's Supernatural. He goes, what even is this show?
He's like, of course it's Supernatural, first of all. My last question, though, is I need to know. I know you guys just did an episode high on horror, but what is your top 1 or 2 horror movies of all time?
Wait, I'm sorry, Masha. Are you asking what's your favorite scary movie?
What I need to really know is what's your favorite.
What you don't know is he can see you, and if you don't answer correctly,
I'm literally standing behind you,
he will murder
right
you.
Now outside.
What am I doing right now?
There's a 30-second delay. I need to know what's your favorite scary movie. Blood.
Josh, hit us with it.
I'll go with Halloween. I love Halloween. It's probably It still scares me. Like it still gets me all creeped out at night.
Chris.
I'd say it's probably a tie between the 2013 Evil Dead and The Strangers.
The Strangers is creepy because they had no music. That entire movie doesn't have music, and it's even
except for the really, really loud music from the record player. Like it's not.
That's true. That is true. And their whole motive is because you are home. Nah, fuck that, dude. Nah. We're just trying to have marital problems. We don't need this extra shit. Okay. Nah, screw that. Redfox, what you got?
All right, well, Chris stole my first one. Josh stole my second one. So I'm going to hit you with my third string one. Halloween 5.
Oh.
Revenge of Michael Myers.
Yes, that's the one with
my favorite movies.
Is that the one with Paul Rudd?
No, that's 6. Curse of Michael Myers.
That's right. The Curse.
Great film, by the way.
Paul Rudd's in The Curse of Michael Myers. Yes.
Curse of Michael Myers is becoming a cult classic because Paul Rudd is really blowing up lately, and people are revisiting it. It's fucking great. So. Watch it. Watch the producer cut. Me and Jay West from We Get Dubbed are doing an episode on it in about a couple weeks now for Nightmare Fuel. And yeah, Halloween 5, one of my favorite horror movies ever. I cannot wait to bring the beautiful, lovely man, Josh, right here. He can't see, but I'm touching him on screen here.
I can see it.
He's going to come on to talk about Halloween 5 with me and how fun of a movie it was. It is a great Halloween film. I don't care what anyone says. You look on Letterboxd, it's got a shit score. It doesn't matter. It is one of the funnest fucking Halloween films ever. It's great.
That's fair.
My man fork somebody while they're forking each other. 2-for-1 special, baby. Bam. Mash, what's your what's your favorite or scary movie?
My favorite scary movie is probably going to be kind of a loop because I wasn't into scary movies when I was little, but I like the mystery scary movies. So I'm going to go with Identity.
Yes.
John Cusack.
John Cusack.
Okay.
Because that one kind of blew my mind.
Don't get a second chance.
Well, and at the end, you're just like, nobody saw that coming.
No, that's true.
I'll go with that.
So my number 1 is The Exorcist. That movie, freaked me out as a kid. And number 2, obviously, would be Halloween, the original of 1978. That movie is one that I watch on repeat, dude. I love the Halloween franchise. In fact, I want to do a couple bonus episodes this month of Halloween H2O and Halloween Resurrection commentary tracks.
H2O, the one with Busta Rhymes?
No, Busta Rhymes is Resurrection. Trick or treat, motherfucker.
Okay.
Josh Hartnett is Halloween H2O.
Love Josh Hartnett.
Love that one too.
Beautiful man.
If any of you want to
also Kevin
40
Williams.
days and 40 nights.
Yes. I want to do a couple commentary tracks in those as bonus tracks, just because I love spook season, so I want to get them in. So if anybody wants to join in on either of those, you let me know.
Yes.
And we're gonna do it. So those are my 2 favorites, without a doubt. The Halloween franchise is just my favorite of all, but The Exorcist, that shit was scary. That little girl. Nah, fuck that. Nah. I have
to ask one question. What are y'all's thoughts on Rob Zombie's Halloween 1?
Good movie. I liked Halloween 1. Halloween 2 is when he really loses his mind.
Fire.
Oh, I got next. Halloween 1, awesome. Keeping it very brief. Halloween 1's great. He does a great job with taking something he loved and kind of putting it his own way. Don't know why everything has to be a real redneck spin to it. I personally would like to see him do Friday the 13th. I want to see Rob Zombie make some hillbillies, fight Jason.
You're getting LeBron James for Friday the 13th. So.
Absolutely. But yeah, Halloween 1, I think it was a great retelling of it in his own vision. Halloween 2, it would be a good movie.
You have no idea.
You know what? It'd be a good movie if it disassociated Halloween from it and he went all original. Then sure.
Okay. No, I agree with that. Halloween 1 was a really great retelling. I loved it. Yeah, Halloween 2. I don't know. Yeah.
Chris, did you open another Pumpkin Elysian?
I did. This one is the Punkachino coffee pumpkin ale.
Oh, you went with the coffee.
Mocha
even later.
Well, I don't think this one has caffeine. It's actually, honestly, I've tried 3 of these now out of that pack. Get that Elysian pumpkin pack. It's fantastic.
It's good, right? Yeah, we got.
I keep hearing it's delicious. Good, but I can't do it.
Lauren, I will go buy the 12 pack and I'll send you a couple with the beer.
Well, box. I can buy them at my local Publix. It's InBev, so I don't want to buy it.
That's fair. That's true. I was finishing.
What is InBev with my?
They're basically like the big beer. InBev is the big beer.
Budweiser, Elysian.
Oh,
and they really detract from the quality of beers. They're just in it for a profit.
But some of them are still quality. So, I mean, you can't knock all of them solely on quality, but it's like, I want to throw my money at the local breweries. But when you keep hearing a beer is really good, you just fuck.
No, the Elysians ones are still good. I love Space Dust. That's the first one.
Space Dust did go a little bit downhill though.
It did, but their pumpkin is still delicious. They're still delicious. So
I used to love Traveler's pumpkin beer, but then they don't do it no more, if I'm not mistaken.
Isn't that one a shandy?
Yes, and it was incredible. It's everything to me.
Lauren, if I don't get a box of pumpkin for my birthday, this podcast is over. Just saying. Anyways,
just wait, motherfucker.
Just saying. No, but as we wrap up, guys, I can't say enough. This is always such a pleasure. I love chatting with each and every one of you. Go ahead, Redfox, starting with you. Let's wrap it up. Plug yourself one more time. Any last thoughts? Hit us with it, baby.
Not a problem. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight. We've had a great fucking time talking about the masterpiece of meta horror, Scream. You could check me out over at Pop Culture. You name it, we cover it. So yeah, go ahead and check us out on Spotify, Apple, wherever you get your podcast from. We're somewhere around there. And as always, our night is just getting started. You never know what's coming every week. And we have our new podcast, Nightmare Fuel, horror exclusive, coming through. We hope to see every one of you beautiful people on here to talk all things horror. And yeah, you can check it out on Twitter at Nightmare_Fuel. Debut episode coming out October 10th. Thank you guys for having me so much. It's been an absolute scream. Working alongside.
You don't even have kids and you just made that joke.
What are we, some kind of scream?
He said the thing.
It doesn't matter, because guess what? Hops Geek News, one of the greatest podcasts in the game, killing it weekly. And don't worry, your boy Redfox, I'll be right back.
Son, we can't wait to have you back, and I cannot wait. We got to collab on yours. I can't wait to get together with us.
We're doing Jurassic Jones.
We are doing.
Wait.
Cannot wait for that. Cannot wait, my man. This has been a long time coming. I can't tell you. Thank you so much for joining us, Josh.
It's been an absolute honor.
Hit us.
Yeah. Four Nerds by Nerds podcast every Monday and Fridays. We are FMBN Podcast on Twitter, FMBN, the number 4 and the letter U on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Yeah, thanks for having me. It's super fun. And I can't wait to do more stuff. You guys got to come back on my show.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Always a pleasure. I get to chat with you gentlemen every single day, and it's a highlight of my day. It gets me through.
I only chat with Matt. I feel like I'm missing out.
That's not fair. I comment on all your beer pictures, and I'm like, this beer looks beautiful.
I mean, if you really want Lauren, pictures. We kind of have a He-Man woman haters group going, but I guess I can always add you in if needed.
Well, I will say what's funny is I was even texting him today because, he handles the Twitter. And for the most part, I do the Instagram. But people will respond to me like I'm Matt and they call me dude and pal.
Sometimes
and I'm like,
I don't think
people. I just want to say I'm so sorry in advance then.
Well, no,
I don't know if you've done it. Maybe you have.
You guys all know that Lauren is a part of this podcast, but I feel like there are some people that have no idea that this isn't just me.
I'm sorry.
Even though every single logo has a guy and a girl.
Lauren is the research.
Billy Loomis Stu combo.
We
going.
Definitely do.
We have a Billy
Stu relationship going on. We
Stu
do.
combo.
I'm convinced. Like people don't realize.
Yeah,
that,
it's like who's talking right now? Who's killing who?
Well, now you just ruined our plot to murder everyone. Thanks a lot.
It is true. I am the Twitter.
Did Matt
the Instagram. Oh, my internet's all of a sudden being unstable. I apologize. Too much amazingness in one night. Yes, I am the Twitter. Lauren is the Instagram. But Chris, final thoughts. Let me have them.
Okay. First of all, I was going to try to work in me saying who's there, but I forgot exactly what I was going to say. So, Redfox, you win this round. Well played, sir. Well played. Thank you guys so much for having me back on. This has actually been phenomenal. I love this movie. I love talking about it. I love talking with people who also love this movie. I feel like we all brought our own spin on this, and it's just been my boy Josh over there. And I hopefully we'll be back soon, and y'all need to come on the Geek Peak. We'll play some trivia or something.
Come kick your asses and music trivia.
We need some trivia ASAP.
Ooh, my co-hosts will absolutely have a meltdown if I'm gonna play them that clip and they're gonna be like,
I'm sorry.
I love the defeat when you guys were like the bells of Notre Dame one.
Oh my God, that hurt me.
I don't think anybody could beat Lauren in Disney trivia.
Get it though.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think there's somebody out there.
Challenge accepted.
We gotta have a mass trivia night.
Are we talking? Yeah. Okay, are we talking Disney parks trivia? Are we talking movie? Are we talking music? Because these are all different.
We're talking movie, and I know a great Jeopardy host. His name is Josh from the Four Nerds by Nerds podcast.
Josh is
incredible. Lauren, will see you on Four Nerds.
I was going to say this sounds like we've already established a challenge because
I think we should need to do that. I
will say earlier, I was talking about Lauren, Disney World, and you said I love Disneyland.
I don't care the strap for no reason. I will see you.
He's got the belt back on his shoulder.
Mommy on Four Nerds by Nerds.
Okay, Matt, do you need my mailing address now to send me that belt, or do you want to wait until after I beat you?
Ooh, I love it. I love it. Matt, she's the heart and soul of the Hops
She
Geek
is.
News.
This is what I'm saying. Y'all don't realize, but Lauren is listen, Hops Geek News.
Hoppy, if you could please just sign this for me as the first person to win this from me, I would absolutely appreciate it. I will mail it out just to have it signed by the one and only Hoppy Mommy of Hop Geek News.
I got you.
Mash, if you don't mind, if I can please just plug one last thing. I personally would like to give a shout out to High on Horror. Our boy Josh and Chris coming through, throwing it the fuck down on all the horror knowledge. Follow them on Twitter at HONH Pod. On Twitter, they just released a brilliant episode on Hereditary.
Oh, yeah.
Everything about this horror podcast has made my spooky season complete. Josh, Chris, you're absolute inspirations. There would be no Nightmare Fuel if there was no High on Horror. I appreciate what you guys have done so much. Great podcast. Check them out there on episode 3. Check it out, Dog Soldiers. Mwah. Never heard of it until they said it, and I immediately watched it. Great film. Thank you guys.
Giving me a boner. All right.
I was going to say,
they're available
Thank
on
you.
all your majors.
While we're talking high end horror, shout out to Miles because
what's up, Miles?
Shout out to Miles from the Disc Dump Podcast. You can catch him
right there
on Twitter at the Disc Dump Podcast. And Josh, I'm a little jealous that you drove from New Hampshire down to Pennsylvania to just watch a movie with him, but that's fine. It's whatever.
I've been asking you to come home for months, sir.
Listen,
I live in PA.
Listen, it's fine. No, it's fine. It's cool. It's cool, man. I'm fine.
We're going to have a big podcast meetup where we just all drink beers and watch a shit ton of movies.
Oh, dude.
I'll cancel everything I have planned, which is nothing.
They're all from the Northeast. I feel like it's going to have to be a Northeast versus Florida thing now.
No,
y'all are
all we have to do is bring mashed from potato time down.
I mean, you're
here.
telling me like all you got to do is to take me back over there, transplant me. I should have. Never mind. I'm not going to get into it, but I should have not have been left from New Hampshire at this point in time. I should have still been there. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. It's cool. As we wrap it up, gents. We're going to be doing a big trivia night because the gauntlet hath been laid. As we see, my boy Redfox is chugging Miller Lite. He's going to lose the strap to my illustrious co-host, Lauren, aka the Hopping Mommy, Chris and Josh. I can't wait to link back up with you guys. I'll be talking to all of y'all very soon. And thank you again for joining us on this fantastic spooky edition of Hops Geek News. Check us out weekly. Just search Hops News on all your favorite platforms. And cheers, my friends.
This has been a Hops News production. You can find Hops News on all your favorite podcasts and social media platforms at Hops News. Cheers.